Right, let's go now to Tamara Alrifai in Jordan. She is a spokesperson for the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA. I looked at a lot of these images from this school in the Jabalia refugee camp. They are simply horrific. This is a place being used as a shelter. Israel says it's looking into it, but did say that they did conduct activities in the area. I just wanted your reaction to those images.
First of all, we were horrified when the stream of footage started coming in yesterday. We recognized that this was one of our schools. We also recognized that this was one of the schools in the northern part of the Gaza Strip that was used as a shelter by thousands of people who were displaced from their homes. So we were truly outraged at the initial images, and we are conducting verification, including interviewing witnesses to be able to reconstitute exactly what happened.
The Palestinian Red Crescent, meanwhile, says the health sector overall in Gaza is, in its words, bound for complete collapse. They say 95% of ambulances are out of service, either through bombing or running out of fuel, and virtually all inpatient facilities in the north just aren't able to function. How desperate is the situation throughout the Strip?
Michael, it's very, very desperate. The health sector in its entirety is about to collapse. So we're talking about emergency health, such as the services, the operations, the surgeries in Ashifa and other hospitals. But we're also talking about routine services in primary health centers. So regular people being able to access medication for diabetes or high blood pressure. The entirety of the health sector is about to collapse across the Gaza Strip, precisely because of lack of medicines, but lack of the ability for these health centers to function, even though UNRWA's health centers do function in with reduced staff and reduced hours, and we have mobile clinics going around the shelters if we have enough fuel. Fuel is at the center of the inability of the health sector to continue functioning, as well as the lack of sufficient medications and safety of health personnel.
We've seen Israel dropping these leaflets telling those in the south where they were told to flee to go to shelters. I mean, what shelters and where? 1 million people moved from north to south. Where are nearly 2 million people meant to go?
Precisely. 2 million people are displaced. That's almost the entire Gaza population of 2.2 million. They were told to go to the south for safety, but the conflict, the airstrikes, the exchange continues in the south as well. We at UNRWA have had 70 of our buildings clearly marked with the blue UN flag and the UN logo hit, sometimes by direct hit, with displaced people inside our shelters. So really, there's no place safe in Gaza.
It is incredible. And when they've been told to go south, well, the dropping of leaflets seems to indicate there could be military activity in the south, just a massive concentration of people. And speaking of that, what is the state of resources in the south? Most people who fled there, they pretty much had the clothes on their backs. I mean, what is in the south to sustain so many people, hundreds of thousands of them who are homeless?
There is very little resources in the south to sustain them, precisely also because of the low number of trucks of humanitarian assistance that are getting into the Gaza Strip through the Rafah crossing. We're talking about 50 trucks per day. That is a drop in the face of the needs. You said it, people left with the clothes on their back, they have nothing. And UNRWA's low level of supply, the low level of fuel, makes us unable to go around the shelters as much as we want, distribute adequate food and water. People have had very little access to clean drinking water. We're witnessing an outspread of skin diseases because people cannot bathe, and we're witnessing an outbreak of gastro diseases and diarrhea because of people drinking contaminated water. So all this compounds an already really dire humanitarian situation in the south. Our shelters are bursting at the seams because of the overcrowding And again, nowhere is safe, so people continue to arrive to UNRWA shelters in search for safety.
Yeah. Dire situation. It's also interesting, the weather is getting cooler. It has been raining, and I've been to Gaza many times. It's a place where it floods very easily. So some dire times ahead. Tamara Alrifai, thank you so much. Appreciate you making the time.
Thank you.